Hi guys, welcome back to another repair video. Now this is an iPhone that I received from a friend. It was said to be a iPhone 4S, as you can see on the box there. However, when I checked it closely, it's a standard iPhone 4 and not a 4S. It has everything, a box which isn't of course to the phone, and a non-standard charger, but everything else is not there. The phone doesn't power on, as you can see in just a little bit. There's no sign of life, so I didn't expect much because it had been stored for ages. So I decided to put a charger on it to see what sort of reaction we get from that. As you can see, there's no reaction on the screen. Turning the power button does nothing. It's just completely dead. So that could be a board level issue, it could be the dock connector, it could be a dirty, but as you can see it doesn't really appear to be dirty. So I'm going to test it out with a new or a known good battery. So start by taking out the two pentalobe or Phillips screws. In this case it was pentalobe. Disconnect the battery and try and connect it again. Still no sign of life, so it's time to test with a known good battery connected. I decided to use a spudger to pry it out because the pull tab was just stuck. So the phone is drawing absolutely zero current, so it's not charging anything. It's not even drawing a single milliamp. Now, to disconnect or to swap out the dock connector, you start by taking out the small antenna down there and then loosen or unscrewing the two screws and removing the bracket for the dock connector flex. Use a spudger or another soft tool in order to loosen the flex, and then just carefully remove the speaker assembly. It's held in by two Phillips screws on the top and bottom. Now the bottom screw on the dock connector itself underneath the speaker assembly has a small piece of Kapton tape isolating it. Remove that and remember to put it back. Two screws, Phillips, holding down the dock connector, remove those and carefully, using a spudger, remove the speaker assembly. Remember, there's a very small and fragile ZIF connector on the top in this image that has to be unloosened and removed. Then I used a iPhone 4 spare parts phone I had, took the connector out of that, and I'm going to test it out in this phone to see if it is indeed the dock connector that's malfunctioning. I'm just loosely fastening it with two Phillips screws, making sure that of course the ZIF connector and everything is connected, and I am powering the phone on and it's charging again. So it's time to get the phone back into working condition. So you just remove the battery, reinsert the speaker assembly, fastening it with two Phillips screws, and making sure to fasten the small antenna. And I use two small pieces of double-sided mobile tape to hold the dock connector flex to the bracket underneath. Now a note is you should really be doing a or fastening the flex connector first, because that's easier, but it worked. Fasten the bracket on top of the connector with two Phillips screws, then remember to put in the small connector on the right side of the battery connector or the small bracket. Then of course press the battery into place and screw it down with the adjoining Phillips screw. Put the back cover on and fasten it again with the two pentalobe screws. Can be quite tricky because it's the smallest pentalobe bit, but quality bits does the work. turning the phone back on again, just to make sure that it's still there and that it's working. The phone is pin locked, so it's going to be wiped. I did check it online, and I found that the Find My iPhone or Find My Phone was turned on. So I spoke to my friend, and I decided or asked him to remove it and remotely wipe it using iCloud, which he did. And I didn't have a SIM card for this phone because this uses micro SIM and not a nano SIM. So I decided to connect it up to my computer once I had verified that the Find My Phone was off, and I connected it to Wi-Fi, remotely wiped the phone and factory reset it, and as you can see, connected it to Wi-Fi. Needs a SIM card in order to activate. I have done this successfully after I didn't have the SIM card once I was doing the filming, but I do now. So the phone is working just fine. Has both cellular reception and of course Wi-Fi. So it's time to clean the phone. Just using some standard screen cleaning and wiping it off with a microfiber cloth in order to get the gunk and residue off. Now on the back of the phone it had a sticker. Now this sticker isn't really adhered very well. And as you can see, a scalpel blade just slices it right off. Leaving very little residue and doing no damage to the glass. Again, some more glass cleaning, and the phone is as good as can be without replacing the front and back glass. Now remember that an iPhone 4 is a very old phone, and I'm just doing this because I want in the future to at some point I hope to have one of each of Apple's products, but we'll see how time goes. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. I hope you'll take the time to comment, like the video, and I would very much appreciate it if you subscribe. Bye, guys.